I'm Darren DeCavett from New Balance Detroit. I'm going to give you a quick run through on foot and ankle types, basic foot and ankle motions, and how that's going to help you with your footwear selection. First up, what we're going to look at is what we consider a flat foot or a very flexible arch. It's a very common foot type for us to see here at the stores, and here's the basics. When you look at that foot, primarily when the person's standing on one leg, what you'll find is that that arch tends to collapse and the foot will shift in a motion towards the center of the body, often described as overpronation. If you were to see that foot from the side, again, very low arch height, a lot of the surface area of the foot will be touching the ground. And again, if you were to observe them in a walking or running motion, you're going to find this kind of repetitive motion quality of the foot and ankle towards the center line of the body, again, often described as overpronation. If that's the type of foot that you're working with, commonly a stability shoe or a motion control shoe would be best to help that person find their balance better, have better support of the foot and ankle. It's going to solve a lot of problems that way. On the opposite end of the spectrum, what you're going to find is a high arch or ridge arch, sometimes called a cavus foot type. In any case, what you're going to look at with this one is a very high arch and instep. This is the instep, that's the arch. And again, with this foot, it's kind of the opposite of what we just looked at. When this foot hits the ground or when they're standing on one foot, what you're probably going to see as a general quality is that the foot wants to come away from the body in a motion often described as supination. And basically, again, foot hitting the ground, wanting to move more away or twist away from the body. In this case, what you'll probably look at most times is a neutral or a cushion style. Among the other values, what's important for this foot is that it gets better shock absorbing values and still helps them to remain stable, which is something you can evaluate during fitting. The third type, and certainly not the least, is going to be a normal or a medium arch type. In this case, it's in between what we just looked at, less exaggerated in the other qualities. Not as high of an instep, not as high of an arch, but still exhibiting some. When they stand on one foot, you may see some pronation, but they're able to stabilize relatively quick. If they're walking or in a running motion, again, you'll see some degree of pronation and the foot coming back to a normal, neutral, or stable position. If you see this foot type, your choices are a little more open. Neutral style often can work very, very well. They may be in a light stability shoe as well, depending on the characteristics and other observations that you make during the fitting. Importantly, to accompany this video, we will have a short list of styles that are key in helping these foot types to keep that in a concentrated and fairly simple list for you, even though there are lots of options. We are really happy that you're going to be on our crew, and one thing we always want to stress is that you can ask questions, and we'd love you to ask questions. If you find something that you're not exactly sure what to do, ask a veteran staff member, a team leader, or somebody else that you know that can help. We'll help you identify those people when you're here at our stores. Thanks so much for being on our team.